Hi everyone. So here I am. I'm going to talk about some picture books this time. So How to Make Friends, A Bear's Guide. This is a really sweet book. It's photographs of little toys that are the characters, and it's about Bear and Bear wanting to make real friends, but starting off and not really being very successful at it. So Bear sees these other characters that wants to be friends with them. So sits down and writes a list how to make friends. And Bear goes out and tries these strategies, but discovers that he can't make friends that way. So takes it upon himself just to remove himself and go away and just draw um, for himself. And he finds that these friends come and he makes friends with them by just being himself, not setting out to impress at all. And then it also talks about that sometimes you have things in common and sometimes you don't, and it's okay to go and do things by yourself or all three of you and sometimes two of you and sometimes just one of you. Just a really sweet book. Next one, My Favorite Teachers. This one is just a story about the different teachers that children have in their lives. So when we talk about teachers, we're not only talking about school teachers, we're talking about anyone that teaches us anything. So like my mum taught me to cook. My grandmother taught me how to garden, those sorts of things. Or my grandfather taught me how to laugh and tell jokes. So, you've got your traditional teacher and then your non-traditional teacher in the sense of not in a school. Next one, Big Love. This one is just one that looks at love and what love is and how strong the bond of love can be. So it talks about how things are big, but nothing in the world is as big as love. And so it looks at the traditional and non-traditional families. So I'll just keep going. So you've got pictures of towns, and these things are big, but then they're not as big. It's not as big as my love for you. So that's just a really sweet book about love. This one is a rap, and I cannot read raps. So this is in the library. Please come in and borrow it and read it with your kids, or encourage kids to come and borrow it and read it and rap it out to you. I've tried rapping, I'm not very good at it. But essentially, it's a book written by Eddie Betts about the culture of the First Nations people. And the First Nations people need to be acknowledged as being the start of this of Australia. I'm just trying to remember the words that he used. Here it is. We're Eddie's little homies, and we're here to stay. Our First Nations people paved the way. So he's just talking to all different kinds of people within the community, um, and just saying, we're all part of this wonderful community of Australia, but we need to also acknowledge the significance of our Indigenous communities. Okay, so there's that one. I know of a preschool teacher that read it to one of her classes, and they loved it. All right, next one, Train Party. This one's just a simple picture book about a party at a mini train centre, I guess, like at Yarralumla. Um, so you've got the kids. It's a rhyming book. The kids come into the party and all the things that happen, and the clickety clack is the repetition throughout the book. Next one, Tomorrow is a Brand New Day, and this is the last one. Beautiful illustrations in here, and it's essentially about a kid having a really rotten day and being really stressed and unhappy and sad and angry and doing something that probably wouldn't be considered very kind. But the reminder that the next day or later on is going to be okay. Everything will be okay. It will be fine. Tomorrow is a brand new day. Let's all start again. Um, and so, it goes through all the different things that you might do to be mad or angry. And then it just talks about, you know, it's okay. We'll get through it together and we'll find a solution. So that's a really beautiful book just to talk about emotions in. And they're all the picture books I have to show you. I hope there might be something there of interest for you to share with your child or for your child to read. And thanks for listening. Bye.